Hey y'all, I'm back with Exodus. Let me see which one, y'all. Exodus. It is Exodus chapter 27. But I wanted to show you guys my blanket on how far I'm coming. And you know what? I wish I would have showed y'all the jelly that I made, but look. Let me move my Dr. Pepper. Not sponsored by Dr. Pepper, by the way. It's coming along beautifully. The Pico stitch. So this is where I am now. But I cannot wait until it's finished. Let me show you guys the other one that is finished that's actually on my bed. And I absolutely love it. And it's heavy too, y'all. That's a granny stitch. That stitch right there. The other one is a Pico stitch. So I have so much yarn. Let me show you guys my yarn. Okay. I don't know if you can see in that bucket. So that little one, those little ones right there, that's thread, crochet thread. I have not figured out what to crochet with that, and I don't want to do doilies. So I'm still working on that project. I'm working on this one, trying to learn how to do the I forgot what you call that pattern. But I think I might take it down because I don't really want that to be that big. But we'll see. But yeah, so that's my yarn. I love to crochet. I've been crocheting since I was 30. Some people say that that's old people stuff, but it is an actual art. What I wish I could do was make quilts. And I mean, you know, who doesn't want to be warm in the winter, or when it's cold in a room, you can just throw it over your lap and be warm. I made hats too, and I will have to show you guys someday. I painted those wig heads over there. I don't know if you can see over there by the television, but I painted those, and I use those as my like my props. So I haven't actually sold anything this year, and I actually haven't given any away to some of those that needs help yet. I haven't actually made any hats this year, I don't think. If I did, it was early in the year, and it's not been a lot. So I want to kind of get all those little tiny pieces. That's what I'm using here, is those scrap pieces, get them all up, and then go back to my yarn and make some hats and make some to sell, and whatever the Lord's will is, that's me. Whatever the Lord's will is for my life. So right now, He certainly blessed me to learn how to make jelly. I make grape jelly and apple jelly. I haven't done any selling or of that or anything like that, but He taught me how to do it, so I'm excited. It is work. It is complete work. So I tried to learn how to do apple pies last night. So I made the filling. I've got store-bought pie shell because I cannot make dough. So I was busy with jelly today, so I didn't have the apple pies to show you guys tonight. But I will. The Lord bless me and I live. If it's His will, then I will definitely show you guys. So I want to read Exodus 27 with you guys. So let's dive in. I hope you guys are ready. Have your pencils and your paper. I hope you're making you a journal of your keeping up with your reading. Have your pencil and a pen, highlighter, so that when we that when if the Lord reveals something, you want to make notes, and into your side margins, it's good, or right above the word, or word that you don't know, circle it and make a note on the side. And when you're in church and you've read the scripture, and the Lord has brought something to your attention, and he brings something to the attention to the pastor, whoever is preaching, then you will feel like you're right in tune with what the Lord is doing. So that's what we want, is to keep reading, keep learning, keep being thirsty and hungry for the Lord. I am definitely thirsty and hungry for the Lord. I want the fullness of the Holy Ghost, and I pray for it every day. I pray for God's protection. I pray for his wisdom. He said if we asked for it, then he would give it to us. So definitely ask for what you need. He said to cast all your cares on him, and he means exactly what he said. So Exodus 27, y'all. Okay. And thou shalt make an altar of shittim wood, 5 cubits long and 5 cubits broad. The altar shall be 80, and the height thereof shall be 3 cubits. And thou shalt make the horns of it upon the 4 corners thereof. His horns shall be of the same, and thou shalt overlay it with brass. And thou shalt make his pans to receive his ashes, and his shovels, and his basins, and his flesh hooks, and his fire pans. And all the vessels thereof thou shalt make of brass. And thou shalt make for it a grate of network of brass. And upon the net shalt thou make 4 brazen rings in the 4 corners thereof. And thou shalt put it under the compass of the altar beneath, that the net may be even to the midst of the altar. And thou shalt make staves for the altar, staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with brass. And the staves shall be put into the rings, and the staves shall be upon the 2 sides of the altar to bear it. Hollow the boards shalt thou make it, as it was shown thee in the mount, so shall thou make it. So shall they make it. And thou shalt make the court of the tabernacle for the south side, southward. There shall be hangings for the court of 5 fine twined linen of 100 cubits long for one side, and the 20 pillars thereof, and their 20 sockets shall be of the brass. The hooks of the pillars and their fillets shall be of silver. Y'all know me, and reading makes me cough. And likewise for the north side, and the length there shall be hangings of 100 cubits long, and his 20 pillars and their 20 sockets of brass, the hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver. And for the breadth of the court on the west side shall be hangings of 50 cubits, their pillars 10, and their sockets 10. And the breadth of the court on the east side eastward shall be 50 cubits. The hangings of one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. And on the other side shall be hangings 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. And for the gate of the court shall be an hanging of 20 cubits, of blue and purple and scarlet, and fine twined linen, wrought with needlework, and their pillars shall be 4, and their sockets 4. All the pillars round about the court shall be filtered with silver. Their hooks shall be of silver, and their sockets of brass. The length of the court shall be 100 cubits, and the breadth 50 everywhere, and the height 5 cubits of fine twined linen, and their sockets of brass. All the vessels of the tabernacle, in all the service thereof, and all the pins thereof, and all the pins of the court shall be of brass. And thou shalt command the children of Israel that they bring thee pure oil olive beaten for the light, to cause the lamp to burn always. I had no idea you could use that as a light. Nice. And the tabernacle of the congregation without the veil, which is before the testimony. Aaron and his sons shall order it from evening to morning before the Lord. It shall be a statute forever unto their generations on the behalf of the children of Israel. That was dimensions of the court. That's what that 27 was about. So I'm going to continue in the next video reading a psalm, and then I'll follow up with John. The last video I said Luke, but I had already completed Luke. So I'm going to mark this so I can remember that I have read this. My Bible, y'all, is tearing up on me, and I haven't finished reading this Bible in order for me to go get another one. I'm excited to go get me another one, but that means it will be time for me to start all over again. I want to say that I have actually read this one, and I'm just now going back through and marking it, because I got this Bible when I moved to Temple from the other house in Georgetown. So I know I have to have read this one already and just didn't mark it. So I'm going to end here, and I will meet you in the next video. Join me for Psalm. It's probably really short. Anyway, I didn't mark it for today. What is today? Today is the 19th. I did not record last night because I was so sleepy, and I know I was probably dozing, but I tried to read anyway. I did skip September 16 and September 17, but I did go to church, so that's no excuse. But I did go to church, and that's why I didn't do it, because I was so sleepy. And we had been doing the jelly because I made some jelly for, I'm going to see if I get their names right, for Sister Kiki and Sister Mick, and Sister McDowell, Brother McDowell. I have his peppers, and Sister Charlene, Sister Betty, Brother and Sister Lynn, Brother and Sister Butler, and Brother Bill. So I still have to make jelly for Garma, because I understand that she likes jelly. So hopefully when she has some of my jelly, she'll like it. It is really good. So I don't know. You guys need to try. You guys got to get you a water bath canner, okay? And get you some jars. Get you some pectin, some sugar. Be prepared for 9 cups of sugar. You have to have 2 packets of pectin. It comes at Walmart. In the canning section, they're bundled in 2, and that's cheaper. If you get it over in the sugar aisle in the 1 box, it costs more. And get you your Welch's Concord grape juice for the grape, and then the apple jelly for the apple juice. Sister Lane gave us a bunch of little boxes of apple juice. I don't even remember the brand, but there was boxes, y'all, a crate, and they were a half a cup. So I had to take you have to do 6 cups of juice. So that's it. And what you do is you put your 6 cups of juice in your pot before you turn your fire on. You put your 2 packages of pectin, 1 box at a time, and then the first box, you open it and you stir it right? So there's no clumps. You stir it really good. Then you put your other box and you stir it really good. Then you turn your fire on and bring it to a boil. Okay. Once you bring it to the boil, then you put your 6 cups of sugar in, not all at once. So you just kind of, a little bit at a time. I tried not to have my whisk in the way because all that sugar gets up on the whisk, and you don't want your jelly to be grainy. You want to make sure that you get it in there so that it's blended together, and make sure you scrape the sides, okay? And then once that comes up to a boil, your pot has to be really big and tall, y'all. Because when I did it in a lower, it was big, but it was low. And that jelly boiled up, right? All over my stove. It was terrible to clean up. So I got a bigger pot. And then if it started to go past like that, where your handles are, they have some little knobs on the inside of there. If it tries to get up to there, then I just lift my pot up to let it go down just a minute. And then when it gets to a rolling boil, you set a timer for 1 minute. It has to rolling boil for 1 minute. Then once it boil for 1 minute, you take it off of the fire and let it go down. And then your jars should already be in the water bath canner in hot water, because you can't have your hot jelly inside of a cold jar, because it'll just break or crack, or you don't want either of those to happen. You want to check your jars, make sure that they're not chipped, make sure that they're in a hot, not a boiling water, but you want to have them in a hot water. Then once you have put all of your jelly on the inside of the jar, you want to leave 1 inch head space, so basically at the line of the rim of the jar. And I'll show y'all in another video what I did. When you fill it up, okay, then you wipe the rim with just dip a little piece of paper towel in some vinegar and wipe around to get all the stickiness off of your lid. And then put your lid on and fingertip tight, not crank it, just fingertip tight, and put all your jars. It made 6 quart jars. Put all your jars inside the canner, then turn it on high and put the lid on. Once it starts to boil, you boil it for 10, 11 minutes. 15 minutes for me made that pectin not set up. And so it was jelly, but it kind of had a little jiggle to it. So dial it back 10 minutes. If that doesn't work for you, then try your 15 minutes. But first try 10 minutes, because you don't want it to be syrup. You want it to be jelly. Okay? So, okay, enough about jelly. I'm going to go ahead and go to Psalms. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.